I've got one that can see.
Hey everybody, this is ODD. I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is I spent the past couple of days tracking down every piece of media that I could that pertains to the moon landing hoax, and we're gonna go over all of it. The bad news is that no matter how obvious it was that they staged the moon landings, and no matter how many times they rub it in our faces in the mainstream media, many people have been bamboozled into believing that landing on the moon 6 times in the span of 3 years is entirely possible. They also think it's reasonable that we haven't even thought of going back in over 45 years. And the fact that NASA has repeatedly admitted that we can't go past low Earth orbit.
This next generation spacecraft will enable America to explore beyond low Earth orbit.
We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go.
The kinds of technologies that we're testing out on space station are definitely helping us with our goals of going beyond low Earth orbit.
Early in the next decade, a set of crewed flights will test and prove the systems required for exploration beyond low Earth orbit.
Isn't the slightest bit worth worrying about. And by the way, this is the reason why my channel slogan is where sci-fi and fantasy merge with reality. A lot of people misunderstand it and they think that I'm trying to discredit myself right away by saying that like what I'm talking about is fantasy and sci-fi, so it's all fake. What it means is they show us tons of truth in movies, TV shows, video games, etc. But they pass it off as complete fiction. And my videos is where that truth finds its way back to the real world. You know, I like to say anyway. A lot of people make good videos about movies and media and whatnot. As a hardcore movie buff, it's my offering to the real truth seekers out there. We're all a little different and we all have our own things to offer. Anyway, let's get started on this list. Got a whole lot of good stuff here. In Diamonds Are Forever, while searching for a villain, James Bond finds himself in an underground area where the moon landings are being staged. The film Top of the Heap includes a fantasy sequence in which the lead character imagines he is an astronaut participating in the hoaxing of a moon landing in a film studio. The movie Capricorn 1 has nothing to do with going to the moon, but in the film, NASA fakes a mission to Mars, which is essentially the same thing, and something that they will be doing in the near future. But since Stanley Kubrick is dead, and James Cameron and Ridley Scott are getting pretty old, they will probably use J.J. Abrams or Michael Bay, something like that, who knows. The Shining, which takes place in the fictional town of Sidewinder, Colorado, doesn't mention or show the faked moon landing, but this list would not be complete without it. The Shining was Stanley Kubrick's way of admitting that he was responsible for filming and directing the moon landing hoax using techniques from his popular movie 2001: A Space Odyssey. The most notable technique is front screen projection. Watch the documentary called Room 237 for a better understanding. Fun fact, the carpet in The Shining was also used in Sid's house on Toy Story. Not to mention the numerous references to Room 237 in Toy Story 3. One when Woody is using the computer. Another one on a garbage truck. And another on the cameras used in the daycare center. It even says overlook. That's the name of the hotel, Overlook Hotel, room 237. Here's a scene from the 1992 movie Sneakers.
Okay, boss. This LTX-71 concealable mic is part of the same system that NASA used when they faked the Apollo moon landings. Yeah, the astronauts broadcast around the world from a soundstage at Norton Air Force Base in San Bernardino, California. So, work for them. Shouldn't give us too many problems. Thanks.
I'm sure everybody is familiar with this popular line from the movie Coneheads. And take note that it's Dan Aykroyd again, just like the last one, Sneakers.
Good morning, parental units.
Dawn greetings, young one.
What would you like for consumables? Pop-Tarts, chicken embryos, seasoned patties of ground animal flesh?
I'm not really hungry. Just some Tang.
Ah, Tang, the drink the astronauts took to the moon.
Astronauts to the moon.
King of the Hill, Season 2, Episode 12. Dale is the wacky conspiracy theorist of the show, and here he brings up the moon landing, which was obviously fake, but ruins it by comparing it to something completely ridiculous, a common tactic used to discredit something real.
I'm playing God. Well, maybe we ought to ask God who's going to win the Super Bowl.
Going to win. The game was pre-taped 6 months ago in the same Nevada hangar where they faked the moon landing.
Yeah, man, it's like that dang old Capricorn 1, man. It's a good movie, but you know, they ain't gonna fake no staying on the ground like that they do. They don't Neil Armstrong.
Nice reference to Capricorn 1 by Boomhauer. The TV show News Radio, Season 4, Episode 17, has Jimmy James pretending to fly a hot air balloon around the world, but was filming the whole thing inside of a TV studio. Lisa finds out and calls him out on it.
So did you recover from your mission?
Almost. I still got a little sand in my shorts.
Mr. James, I'm sorry. I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm not going to be able to keep quiet about this.
Oh, come on, Lisa, it's not such a big deal.
Yes, it is.
Hey, it's not like I was faking the Apollo moon landing or anything. Now that was a big deal.
What?
Nothing, I gotta go.
Here's one from The Late Show with David Letterman, when he had Gillian Anderson come on to do the top 10 list of things your government doesn't want you to know. Number 3 is the one we're looking at here.
Number 4.
The entire Cuban Missile Crisis was staged by Jerry Springer.
Yeah. Number 3.
Due to a navigational error, Neil Armstrong actually landed in Wilmington, Delaware.
In the pilot episode of ITV's sitcom Believe Nothing, an Illuminati think tank type council kills one of their members after stating, "We faked the moon landing, but their caterers can't supply a decent prune Danish."
What is it this time, Councillor Nabish?
Well, I don't want to make waves, but we have got to do something about these caterers. We faked the moon landings, for Christ's sake. Is it too much to expect a decent prune Danish with my double decaf macchiato? I mean, hello.
Goodbye.
On Friends, Season 9, Episode 8, Joey accidentally misses an important work function and needs to come up with a good lie, so he asks Phoebe.
Hey, everybody! Happy Thanksgiving!
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Phoebes.
Hey, what's going on, Joe?
I need a good lie.
Oh, okay. How about the whole man walking on the moon thing, you know?
In the video game Grand Theft Auto Vice City, there's a studio set up like a moon landing scene. In Looney Tunes Back in Action, when Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck are in Area 52, they browse at some videotapes, and one of the videotapes says, "Moon landing dress rehearsal." America by Rammstein, official music video. Season 7, Episode 13 of that 70s show, muddying the waters and making the real conspiracy sound terrible while putting it in plain sight.
I think you guys are overreacting. There's no way the government would park a car right outside my house. Foreman, anything you think the government's not doing, they are doing. The only thing they didn't do is land the man on the moon. No. Spielberg shot the entire thing on a Hollywood movie set. That's why we got the job for Jaws.
Family Guy, Season 4, Episode 4, has this part during a flashback.
We'll turn this place into a karaoke bar. Oh man, that's the best idea since they faked the moon landing.
Okay, cut.
Wow, Neil Armstrong. Hey, wait a minute. You're supposed to be on the moon. I just saw it on TV.
Oh, there's a tape delay and with all solar winds.
And also, on Season 2, Episode 9, when Peter comes clean about not having healing powers.
Stop worshiping me! I'm just a big fake, like the moon landing.
A video game from 2005 called Area 51 has a moon landing set. In the movie RV from 2006 with Robin Williams, there's this scene.
Now what do we do?
Hey, I know. Let's go to the beach and go surfing. Wait a minute, I forgot. We're not in Hawaii. We're where NASA faked the moon landing.
Here's a clip from the Colbert Report from July 27th, 2006.
And here's the Smithsonian Institute's Air and Space Museum, where you can see the original rocks from the soundstage where they faked the moon landing. It's a piece of Hollywood history.
Red Bull commercial from 2006.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Oh boy. Houston, we have a problem.
Oh, jeez. You drink a Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings.
What should we do?
Well, nothing. Come back to Earth and we'll shoot the whole thing in a studio.
Okay.
Washington Mutual commercial called Parking Garage.
Psst, Bill!
Hey, guys. We've heard murmurings about WAMU credit cards.
Oh, yeah, you get free online access to your credit score, and if it changes, we'll let you know.
William, some information is better kept secret. Otherwise, what's next?
We tell the public who was on the grassy knoll.
What?
Or where the moon landing was staged?
The thing was staged.
Bill, sometimes you're so naive.
Free monthly online credit scores with the WAMU credit card.
Sleep well, Bill.
On National Treasure Part 2, the moon landing is brought into question because the answer as to what really happened is in the President's Book of Secrets, which they have yet to find in the movie.
Chapter 13.
The President's Secret Book?
The President's Secret Book. It happens to be a collection of documents for presidents, by presidents, and for presidents' eyes only. And I'm not just talking about JFK here, guys. The 18.5 missing minutes of the Watergate tapes. Did the Apollo really land on the moon? Did it? Did it?
In the TV show My Name is Earl, Crabman, or Darnell, mentions the moon landing hoax a couple of times. Once on Season 2, Episode 19.
Poor Randy. You can edit film to make people think all kinds of things. Like the moon landing. That was all done with puppets in my uncle's garage.
And again on Season 3, Episode 9.
PBS! Ray, how the hell would I get PBS when I'm pregnant? Oh, it's a channel. Oh, hold on. Okay, I found it. He's listening. Dipstick and Dum Dum wanting the baby to listen to some stupid show about the moon landing.
Alleged moon landing. Keep the receiver covered while I give this baby the opposing point of view. Consider this, little man. In the footage, you'll notice shadows from divergent sources.
This baby's already smart, Darnell. He just turned around so you're talking to his butt.
Of course, Crabman is the dumb conspiracy theorist worthy of ridicule. The TV show American Dad, Season 4, Episode 7.
Folks, it's an honor for me to be working in this studio. This is the very soundstage where we faked the moon landing. And the JFK assassination. No, I'm sorry, this is where we planned the JFK assassination.
One of several World of Warcraft commercials featuring Mr. T.
Some suckers think my Night Elf Mohawk is a hoax, like Jackalopes or the moon landing. Well, it ain't. So I'm hunting them down with my latest invention, the Mohawk grenade.
In the Futurama movie, Into the Wild Green Yonder, Fry reads Nixon's thoughts, and here's what he says.
The one secret no one ever suspected is that I really did stage the moon landing. On Venus! Aroo!
The TV show Leverage, Season 2, Episode 5.
We totally went to the moon.
Movie sets. I've seen them. They're outside of Albuquerque.
Why would there still be sets there?
Because they're gonna reuse them for the Mars mission. Repaint it all red.
Doctor Who, Season 7, Episode 12, starts off in an amusement park with a moon landing scene.
Well, here we are, Hedgewick's World, the biggest and best amusement park there will ever be. And we've got a golden ticket, eh? Fun.
Fun? The stupid box can't even get us to the right place. This is like a moon base or something.
Well, it's not the moon.
Actually, I think it does look like the moon, only dirtier.
Hey, guys, it's not the moon, okay? It's the Spacey Zoomer ride, or it was.
Season 7, Episode 11 of the show 30 Rock.
This is Studio 6H. You know what's been shot on this stage? TGS, the Joey Montero show, The Lovebirds?
And the moon landing. Right this way.
Season 4, Episode 4, Arrested Development.
Hey, let's go inside the LAM. You want to?
Wow, Dad, is this the one that landed on the moon?
On a soundstage.
Oh, right, from Apollo 13.
No, 1969. I'll tell you about it inside the LAM. It's soundproof in there.
The official music video for On Top of the World by Imagine Dragons. It's jam-packed full of Stanley Kubrick and Shining symbolism, along with Freemasonry stuff, and it shows the band performing on the moon landing stage. In the cinematic universe of the movie Interstellar, it's a fact written in the textbooks that the Apollo missions were a hoax.
She always loved the pictures.
It's an old federal textbook. We've replaced them with the corrected versions.
Corrected?
Explaining how the Apollo missions were fake to bankrupt the Soviet Union.
You don't believe we went to the moon?
I believe it was a brilliant piece of propaganda that the Soviets bankrupted themselves, pouring resources into rockets and other useless machines.
In the kids' movie Minions, there's a part of a montage that shows a moon landing being staged. Also, in another scene, we have that floor again from The Shining. And something I find interesting is that the company that makes these movies is called Illumination and never fails to show their one-eyed minion in the intros. Drop the O in and you got Illuminati. The movie Moonwalkers, one of my personal favorites, it takes place in 1969 and has someone pretending to be Stanley Kubrick and then struggling with faking the moon landing. Highly recommended. And here we are. Operation Avalanche just came out the other day. I watched it. It was awesome. In 1967, during the height of the Cold War, 2 young CIA agents go undercover at NASA to investigate a possible Russian mole. In disguise as documentary filmmakers, they tap phones and break into offices while purporting to learn more about the Apollo project. But what they end up uncovering is, you guessed it, the moon landing was staged. I'll leave it at that, but definitely check this one out. As of now, it's the latest in a long line of truth about the moon landing hoax in plain sight. So, did we land on the moon? Well, that's it for this one. The TV shows, movies, video games, and music videos are doing exactly what the Tavistock Institute designed them to do. Muddy the waters, make truth seekers look crazy, all the while putting the truth out in the open for all to see. What can I say? This is what they do. Some of you know what I'm talking about. As for the rest of you, keep doing honest research and you'll see. As always, this has been ODD TV. Thanks for watching.
It begins with a single lie, just one small step away from the truth. But that small step can lead deeper and deeper into a web of deception until the only way out is to face a truth far worse than any lie.